Greetings, campers! Welcome back. Today is finally the day where I get to just fully geek out about a show that I have been talking about for weeks on this channel. But I now get to share in that experience with my friends, and I am so excited. Welcome, one and all demigods of all ages, to a brand new episode of the Channel Chasers podcast, where we will be covering Percy Jackson and the Olympians Season 2. I'm, of course, your host, Jay, and joining me, as always, are my two friends, Brian and Tony. How you doing tonight, fellas?
Doing pretty good there, Jay.
Yeah, all right.
So, I actually have a fun question for you guys that I was thinking about as an opener before we start, full segment and stuff. So, I've been thinking about this for a while, but I want to know you guys' answers. What if you were a demigod in the Riordanverse, specifically a Greek demigod, who do you think your parent would be, considering your personality? Because a lot of your core personality is more often than not inherited from your divine parent.
I haven't seen the Riordanverse go into this house too much, but given everything that we've talked about, with mythology and everything, I feel like we've already discussed it, and for me, would probably be Hephaestus.
Interesting. You do like crafting stuff.
Yep.
I can see it.
The whole,
And there is actually a Hephaestus child that is a main character in the sequel series to the Percy Jackson and the Olympian series, The Lost Hero. A Hephaestus kid is one of the main 5 of that.
Nice.
What about you, Tony? Where do you think you would end up?
I'm contemplating that, because the one that makes the most sense, because it's it's a dual faceted, but it seems a bit vain of me to say, but it also makes sense on multiple levels to some degree. Child of Apollo.
You know, that's funny, Tony. I've always considered us brothers, because I also think I would have been an Apollo kid. Probably for a lot of the same reasons, because, a lot of my passions have to do with, I'm a big music guy, I love poetry, fucking overuse of flowery language. Yeah, I'm an Apollo kid.
Yeah. I'm also an Apollo kid in the capacity of medicine, because he also has some...
Yeah, and you work in the medical field. No, that makes sense. I can totally see it. No, that's not vain of you at all. I think that could work.
And the funniest thing, at least to me, talking in that perspective just alone, is the fact that also he is a sun deity, and I'm all about the sun.
Yep.
And I hate the cold.
Yep. No, I'm with that. I mentioned in my Percy reviews that if I was going strictly off of personality and how I am as a person, I would be an Apollo kid. But if I got to choose my favorite god, I would be a Hades kid, because I just fucking love Hades. I think Hades is so cool. But you were saying something, Brian?
I just also realized something.
Huh.
Hephaestus is always associated with the heat.
Yeah, with fire.
Forge.
Yeah, and you're a Floridian.
Florida.
Yeah. No, that works.
And also, here's something very interesting. It's just coincidental.
And also, I was just about to say that. Because Hephaestus is also one of the only canonically disabled gods.
Yeah, which would be hilarious given all 3 of our circumstances that he would relatively fit too.
Yep.
But he fits Brian more so.
He definitely fits Brian more so than us. But I do find it funny that you think we would have the same divine parent.
Yeah.
But that is really funny. Yeah, demigod half brothers. Fuck yeah. And the Apollo cabin is really cool. Their cabin also serves as the infirmary for camp. Just fun little lore bits. But yeah, so that was a little fun thought experiment. Tell us what cabin you would end up in based off of your personality in the comments down below. But without further ado, let's go ahead and start this episode off as we always do by first jumping right into the news with Brian. Take it away, Brian.
Okay, so unless I'm missing something, no in memoriams this week.
Okay, thank goodness.
But a lot of stuff happened. We could talk about the Brave and the Bold. We could talk about the Oscars, which go sinners.
Yeah.
When life gives you synergy, you have to lean into it. So our main news story for tonight is it's been greenlit for a while, but now it finally has a home.
Oh, yep.
Amazon.
Oh, yeah, I talked
will
about
be
this.
doing-
I talked about this in our
Yes, you
group
did.
chat. Let's go.
Yes, you did. And I had to include it for synergy purposes.
Yeah, Lore Olympus.
Amazon, yeah, Lore Olympus.
I'm so excited. This is actually this was the webtoon that put me onto webtoons in the first place.
Nice.
So I'm really excited. I love this series. It's a lot of fun. I never get tired of the Hades and Persephone myth, which you'll hear further about in the screen time.
Nice. But they already have a showrunner, but she's a lesser known like writer that's written a couple different TV shows. And it will be produced by the Webtoons company, but also, weirdly enough, the Jim Henson Company.
Oh, whoa. Huh.
Really?
Yeah.
I wonder if that means puppets are going to be involved, or...
Well, it said that it's going to be an adult animated
Oh,
show.
okay. So, I think this is the first time I've ever heard of the Jim Henson Company just doing animation, or at least helping with animation.
Huh.
Interesting.
Which, oddly enough, won't be the only time that we talk about them tonight.
Huh. Cool.
Really? Interesting.
Nice.
But I will say that I don't know that much about Lore Olympus, but I will say Amazon, I know he's kind of busy and he's working on another show, but could you maybe possibly get Richard Horowitz to jump over and be the casting director here as well?
Right?
Because could you imagine them getting like the Broadway people
Listen,
from
man.
like Has-Been
Listen,
stuff?
man. Lore Olympus definitely is very Hades Town coded. As somebody who loves that show and who has seen that show. And maybe it's also because they came out around the same time. Like, or at least the webtoon started around the time Hades Town started getting really popular. But I definitely got some Hades Town vibes from it. The art style is also very reminiscent of Disney's Hercules. Especially with how they color code the gods, because Disney's Hercules love to do that. Still, my favorite version of Aphrodite is Lisa Kudrow's Aphrodite.
Oh yeah.
But yeah,
Aphrodite.
the goddess of love. But yeah, super excited. I cannot wait.
Yeah.
I'm super hyped for that.
Oh yeah, indeed. Amazon has really been pushing it with animation, which we will be talking about again later on, just as another plug. Yeah, this week's trailer's kind of big this week.
Oh yeah, I'm excited. Yeah, that's why we decided to go light on the news, because it's a big trailer week, so we'll actually have stuff to talk about, which we haven't had much to talk about with the trailers in a couple weeks now, so it had to balance out sometime. But yeah, so...
But needless to say, Lore Olympus, we're excited for it.
It's going to be on the schedule.
I cannot wait. Yep.
Whenever it comes out, it's going to be on the schedule. If Greek mythology is a part of the storyline, we're going to watch it. Or at the very least, I'm going to watch it. But yeah, so with that being said, now it's time to transition into screen time, which is, of course, the segment of the podcast where the guys and I all talk about the various rabbit holes that we have found ourselves in between podcast episodes. That could be anything from TV shows, movies, anime, comics, video games, any other piece of media that we've found ourselves hooked on over the past week or so. Not too much from me. I've just been playing a lot of Marvel Rivals because I've been trying to grind for the Disco Sue Storm skin, because the battle pass is disco themed this season. Don't know why, but it is.
Like overall, like retro as hell.
Yep. Like for example, Classic Blade is one of the battle pass skins. Like 1970s Afro Blade. A lot of the non-comic fans were really confused by this skin. I was like, oh, that's just his original costume. Also, Bucky finally gets his Bucky costume. Like his actual like 1940s Bucky costume. Obviously, he still has the Winter Soldier arm because he's the Winter Soldier. But it's it's a very comic accurate Bucky costume, which I'm super hyped for. T'Challa also gets his comic accurate Black Panther costume, which is one I've been waiting for a long time, even though I never used the Tickle Monster. But that's really cool. Storm's Queen of Wakanda skin looks amazing. And of course, the big addition for this half of the season is the Merc with a Mouth, who I've played as for a little bit. and I like him as a healer. He's really fun. And I love that he rage baits Galacta. It's so funny.
To the fact where he at one point like rage baits himself.
Yep.
At one point.
Yep.
Bringing the internet's favorite meme.
One of my favorite things is if Rogue dies in front of Deadpool, he starts to fucking like rage out and he goes, no one hurts Rogue on my watch, which is a deep cut comic reference because before Rogue and Gambit got married, Rogue and Deadpool were actually a thing during the Uncanny Avengers. So they actually they were actually in a relationship, which is really cute. I like that the Rivals dev paid so much attention to like the actual lore and stuff, and they have a really nice interaction too. It's like, so I heard you and the Cajun made it official. Kind of sucks that I wasn't invited to the reception. She goes, well, I just thought it might be a little awkward for you, Wade, since, you and I have history. He goes, oh, you mean when we used to, like, tangle tongues? Oh, no, I'm fine. I got over my feelings for you recently, like last Tuesday at the latest. It's okay. And she goes, sure you have, sugar, sure. So, you know what, let's get back to fighting now. But yeah, Rivals has been fun. I was originally gonna play with the guys this weekend, but it's cold as fuck where I am right now, and I just wanted to stay huddled under a blanket, so did not get to partner up with the guys. But maybe soon, because I do miss playing with people. Other stuff, I actually, funny enough, got into another webtoon that is about Hades and Persephone, but it's by a different creative team. It's by the wife of an artist who was very popular in the 90s because he had like a long run on the Witchblade comics, but his wife does a comic called Punderworld that is a retelling of the Hades and Persephone story. And funny enough, Comic Drake just put out a video covering this couple and their comics, because they do a lot of spicier comics. There's the husband in particular. He has a really well-known series called Sunstone that is a romance comic centered around a couple who practice BDSM. So it's a really good.
Cool.
It's a really good comic. Very, very well done romance story, and it actually goes into detail talking about the scene itself, safety, and it's really good. If you actually are interested in learning about like kink stuff and just want a fun read, definitely check out Sunstone. And the cool thing is, it's a DeviantArt comic, and I believe they're now all put up on Webtoon, so you can read them all entirely for free online. So I totally recommend it. Punderworld is that his wife is doing is currently ongoing, and I really enjoy it. I mean, we obviously, well, I say we, but anyone who's read the Hades and Persephone myth knows how this story is going to end. But I'm interested to see like the journey it takes with it. I like the art style that she uses. Apparently her Hades and Persephone look a lot like her other characters from another series. I don't remember what Drake mentioned the title in the video, but her other series is about a mad scientist falling in love with his assistant, and it's like a really, really slow burn romance, to the point where like Drake is interviewing the couple, and he's talking to the wife about that particular series, and he's like, then you put it on hiatus and you started working on Punderworld, and I was like, god damn it, I want to read more. And he goes, so like this next arc you're gonna do for this series, is it where they're finally gonna get together? She goes, no, you're gonna have to wait till the end. And he's like, god damn it.
What the fuck?
Because me and Tony were just talking about this. One of the things that we always dislike is the super slow burn. You gotta wait till the end for the couple to get together type of thing.
One of our most hated tropes in all of romance.
Yep, but so totally recommend that. The other thing I want to highlight that I did not know was out until I saw an ad for it on my smart TV, so I went and watched it, is I didn't even know this existed, but Ryan Murphy actually turned one of my favorite underrated Image series into a FX TV show, The Beauty. It had I
heard about this.
Yeah, it had like a 2-episode premiere recently, and I checked it out. I really like it. If you don't know anything about the comic or the show, the premise of The Beauty is essentially an STD like shows up that when transferred turns the person extremely attractive. So like, you know, if you're just your average, you know, 5 out of 10, you bang somebody with this disease and suddenly you're a 10. And it doesn't progress in the way you think. It's very similar to the substance.
Oh yeah.
In comparison, because without giving too much away, because I've read the comic, it leans more into the sci-fi body horror aspect of this concept. Because remember, it's an STD that turns you more conventionally attractive, and so it goes into like the body modification aspects of all this, and like the social and moral implications. Only the first 2 episodes are out. I really like it. I don't know if this is podcast worthy, but I'm still gonna check it out, and I'll keep my eye on it. And if it sticks to landing, I might recommend it to be like a podcast episode. But
I know it's got a lot of people in it.
It's a lot of the Murphy staples. Evan Peters is one of the mains. It's the usual Murphy suite. Nobody knew.
I thought I heard Ashton Kutcher.
Was he in it? I don't remember if he was in it or not. But I know I saw Evan Peters. But yeah, overall I think it's I think it's interesting. It's a decent adaptation. It's gotten mixed reviews from what I've seen online, but I thought it was okay.
Ashton Kutcher is Byron Frost, the tech billionaire.
Oh, Byron Frost is the guy who made the disease. Interesting. Cool. But yeah, that's pretty much it for me. I don't really have much else to say, but before I pass it off, I do want to use screen time as a quick shameless plug. By the time you see this video, Tony and I will have put out our review of the first 2 episodes of A Knight of the Seven Kingdoms, so check those out. And if you are a Fate fan, we have 2 videos out covering the first 4 episodes of Fate Strange Fake, although by the time you're seeing this, probably 5 episodes of Fate Strange Fake. So check those out if you haven't already. But yeah, so now, Tony, anything you would like to highlight for the audience?
Let's see. I watched an hour-long video of dumb alternate history scenarios done by Alternate History Hub, where it's just a compilation. It's just a compilation of the first 2 videos that he posted, a third one that was a Patreon exclusive, and an extra bit concerning alternate scenarios focused on America.
Okay, cool.
And these scenarios go from what if Napoleon didn't go into Russia? What if so-and-so empire didn't fall? And then just for the American ones, what if Texas remained an independent republic? And Cody goes into a bit of detail on why each of those scenarios would not work in an actual historical sense. Like, the Texas one, I'll use as an example. Those dudes were broke as hell, and they wanted to be incorporated into the U.S. at the time. So it would be dumb if they actually didn't do that. And another similar situation, which was the first one for the American section, was New England just separating from the U.S., just seceding themselves.
Now, New England, that would be like that would be like Massachusetts. That'd be Maine, Massachusetts, like Connecticut, New Hampshire,
Vermont.
Vermont as well. Yeah, I was like, I'm guessing they wouldn't count New York in this one, because technically it's within the New England area, but you know, New Yorkers have always considered ourselves separate from New England, even though it's like, you know, just drive away.
Yeah. So it took the historical event of that particular group of individuals, just like mostly just lawyers, saying like, maybe we just secede, do our own thing. But it was struck down as they were writing everything out, because they were just, what they were doing was basically the equivalent of writing an angry letter at somebody. Like you're giving a bad Yelp review. And if they actually did that, a couple of things would have happened. One, if they actually did secede, Britain would have claimed that territory anyway.
Makes sense.
Because it's closely connected to Canada. Or the other option, Madison wouldn't allow it because he was president at the time, and he's not gonna let...
I was saying, that's his home area. He's from fucking Massachusetts.
Not only that, but also, like, the main moneymaker at that time was that general area.
Yeah.
So he's like, nope, you're not gonna do that.
Yeah, especially within like the 1800s, because like the 1800s, like the fur trade, the importing of alcohol, fucking syrup and shit. Oh yeah, no, there's no way like Madison would have let them lose all that money.
Yeah, exactly. Even though everyone was like dirt poor, they're still gonna make some money out of it. At least try to. That was the general consensus. Another one that I watched was a Mary Marvelite video talk about the individuals that took up the mantle of Crimson Dynamo. Anyone know how many individuals took up that mantle?
How many? I don't actually know off the top of my head.
At least seven or
Seven?
8.
Jesus.
Yeah, there were a lot of deaths connected to those. Like the original Anton Vanko.
Yep.
He died because he was killed by the third Crimson Dynamo, the second or third.
Huh.
And one of the Crimson Dynamos that later became a part of the Super Soviets was an out mutant racist.
Huh. I mean, not surprising, because like Soviet Russia was very anti-mutant. That's actually the whole reason Colossus joined the X-Men.
Actually, that's the funny thing. There were like state-sponsored superheroes for a time that were mutants.
Yeah, Colossus was originally recruited to be part of that team, and then he realized, wait a second, these guys are assholes. I'm gonna take my ball and join this bald man who's been contacting me in my head.
Yeah, and and the crazy thing is that particular Crimson Dynamo left that team to be on another state-sponsored team when those individuals that were the original premier Russian superhero team at the time decided to like, screw the government, we're gonna do our own thing. So that Crimson Dynamo joined the newest state-sanctioned Russian super team.
Interesting.
And there was a lady Crimson Dynamo that amounted to nothing.
I didn't know there was a lady version.
Yeah, that one was enhanced by the team up of Obadiah's son and the Mandarin.
Oh.
Yeah, they decided to just take a lot of old Iron Man villains and give them like upgraded tech. Still didn't work in their favor, but hey, the attempt was made. It's fascinating, really, just looking at how many villains, or how many individuals, not so much villains in the grand scheme of things for a lot of these people, because there's at least 2 actually being heroic individuals. Well, at least maybe 2 to 3.
Oh, speaking of Marvel stuff, have you seen Sir Superhero's video on Wonder Man? I forgot to mention that, but I watched that as well.
Yes, I did. I saw that, and it's fascinating.
Yeah, right?
Like, I knew some bit of Wonder Man and his whole shtick.
I didn't know. I knew mostly about the more modern Hollywood stuff. I didn't know about his initial origin. I also did not know he was a year 1 Avenger.
Yeah, and he died in the issue he was introduced in.
Yeah,
which is crazy.
I also find it interesting that like he's a character that I've always associated with Vision Scarlet Witch drama. So the fact that he's being introduced into the MCU in a world that doesn't have Wanda or Vision currently is funny.
Well,
yeah.
Vision soon.
Yeah,
well,
because we have White Vision is just doing the whole trying to figure out who he is, the whole Ship of Theseus thing.
Yep.
He's gonna be going on the Vision Quest soon.
A Vision Quest TM.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, but the funny thing about that, because his original origin was played up in Earth's Mightiest Heroes for Wonder Man,
and he was also
the whole thing with Zima.
He was also a featured character in the shitty 90s animated series United We Stand.
Yep.
Where Hawkeye was totally not gay for him.
Yeah. And I find it very fascinating that Simon as a character is just dealing with imposter syndrome. I didn't really think of it like that.
Yeah.
But after watching Sir Superhero's video, it makes a lot of sense now.
And I mean, like
he failed at business.
And also he was forced into business and when he didn't really have any passion or skill for it. And he was a competitor against Tony fucking Stark. So like, we all know how that was gonna go.
Yeah. And like the insecurities that man had to deal with throughout his life is insane. And then later becoming a being made out of pure ionic energy, must suck ass.
Right.
I mean, it saves you trouble from like getting hurt, but someone figures out how to disrupt your whole your structure,
Yeah.
you're fucked, bro.
Exactly.
You can come back, but
And then there was that, and then there was that,
that.
and then there was that weird time where he got fully absorbed by Rogue because Rogue absorbs energy, and that's
Yeah.
kind of all he is. So she just kind of absorbed him, and he just kind of he just got to sit in the passenger seat while Rogue is just kicking ass with the Uncanny Avengers.
And just used his powers, which is hilarious.
And also, I was talking about Deadpool and Rogue's relationship. Wonder Man was actually a big part in that arc because, like, when Rogue absorbed Wade's powers, she got his cancer, and Simon was actually instrumental in actually getting Rogue's cancer cured, which in turn pissed off Deadpool. Is like, wait, she can have her shit cured, but I'm stuck? Oh, that's bullshit.
Damn. Yeah, that's crazy. I'm just perplexed and amused by a lot of crazy shit.
Oh, yeah.
Oh, yeah.
And also, this man's romantic life is messy as hell.
Probably the messiest in all of Marvel,
romantic
to be
life is
honest.
messy.
Oh, yeah. He's definitely got the messiest relationship history in all of Marvel. Even more so than man-whores like Tony Stark. Like, Simon doesn't have the volume of partners as a Tony, but the shit he gets into with the few partners he has is ridiculous. You know what I mean?
Yeah. The one thing that I'm astounded by when it comes to Simon is that since Vision is based off of his brain patterns, he's like, I have feelings for Wanda because Vision was me, but not me completely.
Yep.
Like, it's weird comic nonsense.
Yeah.
And what would possess Hank at that time to like, oh, I need to have like some data on this man's brain. Like, it's confusing comic logic.
It's wild shit, man. It's wild shit. And the fact that like Simon just keeps going back and trying with Wanda, it's just like, bro, it's not gonna work.
Yeah, but Simon seems to have hit his stride actually being, a famous Hollywood star.
Yep. Slash Avenger.
Got his start actually being a stuntman, which is awesome for him.
Yeah.
And I tell you, the TV show seems to be like touching on that some, and it's going to be interesting because I did hear a very interesting theory about the show.
What is it?
Well, if you see, like, it's even shown in the trailer that the guy doesn't want anyone that has superpowers to be in his thing, and Hollywood's like not liking people with powers.
I would say, isn't it illegal? I think it's illegal in general in the MCU for people with powers to be actors.
Yeah.
No, it's just in Hollywood. It's more so like it's just a ban.
Yeah, it's a job.
Like
it's a job protection thing.
Yeah. Well, I was just bringing that back up to lead into the theory.
Okay.
The theory is what if that is just like the touchstone and the first steps to the first big story after Secret Wars being the Anti-Mutant Registration Act.
Oh, interesting.
Like, okay. It would be fascinating perspective on like Hollywood's superhuman ban on like roles in acting that will lead to other legislation in the U.S. government, which
eventually would lead into the
bizarre, but
I can see the progression. I definitely see where where that could lead.
I see the logic behind it, but it's like the government getting an idea from like Hollywood is hilarious to me.
I mean, it's not the first time it happens. Remember McCarthy.
True. Yeah.
McCarthy and the McCarthy trials started in Hollywood.
Also, Nixon was an actor.
You mean Reagan?
I mean,
Reagan. Sorry,
yeah,
Reagan. My bad. Brain.
Yeah.
Not work.
Some of the most. Yeah, it's fine.
Although to be fair, Tricky Dick is the direct basis for Emperor Palpatine.
Yep.
And it was believed that old Tricky Dick, at least in the in Marvel Comics,
he was the president of the Secret Empire / Serpent Society.
Yeah. Which is wild.
It was never officially revealed, but it was totally obviously Nixon.
Yeah, that was the implication, and it's like that is crazy.
And also that version of not Nixon offed himself.
Yeah, which would that mean that like that version of Nixon, if that were to be the case?
You mean not Nixon? Not Nixon.
Yeah. So not Nixon would have been replaced with a life model decoy of himself.
Yeah, that checks out.
And that guy just resigned because of Watergate.
Yep. Yeah, no.
It's like, this situation is too big for my CPU. I cannot handle this.
Marvel history is wild, y'all.
Yeah, especially if you get into shenanigans with like the 1 billion, like the Avengers of 1 million
BC? Oh yeah, 1 million BC Avengers is crazy. Odin banging the Phoenix and shit. Wild.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, but my favorite thing, and I go back to this video every so often just to get a good chuckle, is the Marvel 2-in-1 he did as his last video of 2025 for Superhero with Sauron, and the infamous meme panel of, I don't want to cure cancer, I just want to turn people into dinosaurs. So for the folks at home, Sauron is an X-Men villain. What occupation do you think that this individual would have, given the blurb? Brian?
What? Sorry.
So what occupation do you think that the man who would become Sauron would have, given that blurb where he talks about? No, he's a hypnotherapist.
That also kind of explains to me your Marvel character.
Well, not necessarily, because you want to know
There are
how
similarities.
some similarities, but not exactly, because our Marvel game, my character is a psychologist that just got hooked to mutant growth hormone or the Hyde formula, and I became a big monster man. Whereas this individual, who was a hypnotherapist, that was bitten by a pteranodon that became an energy vampire pterosaur man.
Because comics.
Yes, because comics. And he can also hypnotize people in his pterosaur form too. And you know why he actually gets the pterosaur form, Brian? You know what's the crazy part about it? He had the energy draining powers when he was bitten by the pteranodon that was in a frozen mountain, because he was saving his future girlfriend from a swarm of pteranodons. But he kept the energy siphoning powers his entire life, but until he was given, like, Havoc was in his clinic and he was trying to heal him or feed on him, draining his energy. When he touched Havoc, who is a mutant, of course, like, if he's around mutants and he trains a mutant, he becomes the pterosaur. Yeah, he actually becomes Sauron that way. But Brian, we'll tell Jay this as soon as he gets back. Do you want to know how he came up with the name Sauron?
He's a big Lord of the Rings fan.
Yes, he named himself after the second Dark Lord. And the craziest thing, the Sauron personality is his evil personality. It's like, he goes on to this monologue that Sir Superhero reads, where it's like, I could either choose between good or evil, and I choose evil. And when I say it's a Marvel 2-in-1, I really mean a Marvel 2-in-1, because there's another dinosaur-themed supervillain that is also integral to that plot where Sauron does the meme panel. I want to introduce you, Brian, to a man named Stegron, who is an actual mad scientist, by the way. And I want you to guess where he was introduced. Like, which character was he a villain for? Just guess.
Wolverine?
No, he's a Spidey villain.
Should have got.
And you know what's the crazy thing? His villain name is just his last name. Yeah, he's a giant stegosaur man who was the lab assistant of one Dr. Kirk Connors. And you know where, like, the Amazing Spider-Man movie Lizard got his reptile supremacy from? That was Stegron's whole shtick. He wanted everyone to just be turned into dinosaurs or have dino supremacy.
Yeah, that man had too many lab assistants.
That much is true. Connors did. And you know what's the biggest weakness that Stegron has, like, in all of his appearances? Water.
What?
That fucker sinks like a stone.
Okay.
And him and Sauron team up because Spidey was a teacher at the Jean Grey School for a time. And in this particular story, Pete took a lot of the students to a museum where they were just showing off dinosaur stuff. Stegron and Sauron go to the museum, kidnap the mutants and Spidey, take them to the Savage Land, and when Spidey and Sauron had that meme panel. There's another panel connected to that. That's just the continuation of that panel. But with Stegron saying, we want to turn everyone into dinosaurs. Because all the mad science stuff, that's all Stegron.
Interesting.
Yeah. And the dumbest thing about that particular comic, Brian, it's a parody. You want to know what specific parody I'm talking about?
Jurassic Park?
No. Fucking Twilight.
What?
Because one of the mutant students is a character named Shark Girl, who is, according to Sir Superhero's approximation, is about 18 to 20 years old, like college age. And Sauron was flirting with her mad hard, and since he's technically an energy vampire, he starts romancing her, so she cons him into thinking she's interested in him, while also flirting with Stegron, getting those two to fight each other at the end of the comic, where they just kind of immobilize each other because Stegron was able to siphon some of Sauron's power of energy absorption, so they basically stun locked each other as they were fighting. Yeah, the villain's plans were foiled all because a crafty shark woman basically played them for fools. And also, this was the same comic where Glorb was turned into a baby Triceratops. You know that mutant kid that basically has that gelatinous body where he's just a skeleton? Yeah, he was turned into a Triceratops. Yeah, he was turned into a Triceratops. No big deal.
Yeah, I just Googled it. Yeah, I've seen Stegron before. Funnily enough, he's actually included in the Spider-Man Magic the Gathering set.
No shit, really?
Yep.
That's amazing. And he's one of Spidey's lesser known villains too. That is so funny.
Yeah. Discard this card until the end of turn. Target creature you control gets +3/+1 and becomes a dinosaur in addition to its other types.
Oh my god, that is funny. That is so funny. That is hilarious. That is comedy gold. I love that. Oh. Marvel comes up with some of the craziest shenanigans.
Oh, yeah.
And a lot of the times I think some of the Marvel writers were just high as hell.
Sometimes they were.
Yeah, like sometimes just to get a chuckle out of me, you have like Sauron, which you know what's the craziest thing about Sauron as a villain, Brian, that I find the most amusing? He was once a teacher at a villain academy for evil mutants. Since he's the crazy thing about Sauron, he's not technically a mutant, but he gets included in evil mutant shit. Yeah, he's technically a mutate. And then he was a part of a group during the Krakoa era called X-Men Green, where he's like an eco-terrorist. A long departure from his position as a hypnotherapist. And I didn't even mention the crazy thing about Sauron's energy siphoning powers. Some interpretations of him can actually like steal abilities from mutants and use their powers to a small capacity. Like Wolverine mentioned that one time Stegron drained him. Stone. What the hell? And he acquired Logan's healing factor for a time. Yeah, Sauron is an interesting X-Men villain, and I'd love to see him being used more. But anywho, I think that's about it for me that I just really want to focus on. What about you, Brian?
Well, it said Jay had to step away for a bit because some of it he could contribute to. But I guess first of all, watched a little bit more of Tojima Wants to Be a Common Writer.
Yeah, I still need to watch that. I just need to find the time to do so.
I like it, but it's gotten a little slow lately because in the middle of everything, they decide to they need to train like all common writers do, like have a training arc when you get your ass beat. But for some reason, they also decide that they're going to make this now a tournament. And so they spend 3 straight episodes just fighting each other.
That's nothing new when it comes to most writer shows, Brian. Like, there are 2 specific writer seasons where they have common writers beating the shit out of each other. That being Kamen Rider Ryuki and Kamen Rider Geats.
Yeah, but isn't that like the whole point of the show?
Yes, technically. So it's not completely out of the realm of possibility, but if you're not like prepared for it, it's just out of left field.
I hear you.
Hopefully the context that I gave you helped you out a little bit, but if it's more so connected to the Showa era, the Showa era didn't have a battle royale writer's show at the time.
Yeah.
They just had either like singular Kamen Rider hero stories with some like writer-esque characters, or your Kamen Rider Ichigo and Nigo just doing duo stuff for like the first. Yeah,
because
it wasn't until the Heisei and Reiwa era where the battle royale concept really took off, and it was only used like twice. Really,
because the characters that they're like idolizing are the original V3, Tackle, and Rider Man.
Yes, those are all Showa era characters.
Yes, and then also Rider Man's girlfriend is a shocker grunt.
Dating the enemy, lovely.
Well, basically, her love for him shocked her out of the brainwashing.
Okay, so it's that usual trope. I get you.
Yeah.
Okay. I mean, it's a tired trope, but it's not like a terrible one. If done in a way that it's not egregious, I'm okay with it personally.
Oh yeah, this show is definitely not meant to be taken seriously.
I mean, if it's done for laughs, where you just kind of have to chuckle at the absurd nature, and if it's playing with toku tropes, it's doable. It's fine, because some of the best parodies in Tokusatsu
like
really go ahead, Brian.
I was gonna say the tackle chick reminiscing about the tournament at one point, and like having this like deep introspective, like I suspect from what little I saw, like homage to like Kamen Rider focusing on a fight, and then she looks over to see papers and it's like, oh shit, I need to grade these papers for school. Being Tackle is not my normal job. Being a teacher is. I need to do this. And it just
because that is hilarious to me. Like the biggest like parody in Tokusatsu that was really successful was Akiba Ranger, which is a parody of Sentai.
Yes.
And
I know
there are there's two seasons of that show in particular, and they chose different Sentai teams, but our Red of that particular series is a big Super Sentai fan. And this bro, from what I can gather, is not the brightest. Like, this man's kind of dumb. And he has one competent teammate. And it's all play for laughs, especially when they met the powerful Rangers. Because it's a double reference to not only Zhu Ranger, but also Mighty Morphin. Because if you notice, the spandex underneath the helmets and parts of the suits, they have little American flags on the neck. It is the most hilarious thing I have ever seen. And if I can actually bring up an image of that, I just want to show you an example of what I'm talking about here.
But yeah, this show, I still like it. They introduced an element to the world, which is a in-universe J-pop group called the Combat Girls, and they're very endowed J-pop idol girls that are dressed in camo.
Nice.
But I also watched more of Sense to Be Hero, but we've said that we'll talk about it later, so I'll just say I'm still liking it. Oh yeah, I've seen those before. Yeah, I've seen those before. Nice. And then
I just wanted to show you.
Yeah. I also saw 2 more episodes of Shibuyugi, the playing death games to put food on the table, and it's really good. It's taking different directions than I would expect. Like, it's not a linear story.
In what way?
Of course, we're following this one chick who's like a veteran of the games. Well, we in episode 2 we pick up with her 10th game, and so it looks like we will be following her different games, but out of order, and like get to see like her at her different stages. Because in the 10th one, she's experienced, but not as callous as she is in the first episode. And so it's like you slowly get to see where she gets to be in the first one. And also, one other thing that shocked me is they're not like, it's not like an anthology where each episode is one of her games. It looks like they're telling the story of the different games non-linearly, and they're taking as many episodes as it is to tell that story. So
Okay, so they're really going with a more Memento style of like discombobulated, non-linear storytelling. Okay, I get you.
And also, this show, as opposed to other like murder shows and murder like things, it isn't afraid to like stay in the quiet moments. Like,
Oh, nice. That's always
also
appreciated.
The implications of this world is that once you're out of the game, you're in the real life. So you get to see some of her life outside of the game. And I forgot the term for it, but it looks like she's like one of those like specific Japanese term for like a recluse.
Oh, neat.
Yeah.
That's
I think she might
a
be one of
specific
those.
term. Or there's even more. Hikikomori is the full Japanese term.
Hikikomori, yeah.
That's the word I was looking for. But yeah.
But yeah,
I think
neat
she might be one of those.
a neat is the slang term for it. That's just the shortened version because
Okay.
Hikikomori is way too many syllables.
Yeah. So, and it is interesting to see, like, so this continue, but anyway, then the last anime, because I was on a real anime kick apparently. And Jay, you might be able to chime in here because I kind of accidentally cut you off in a previous episode because I had said that I hadn't seen it. But I officially caught up and watched all of May I Ask one final thing.
Oh, it's great!
Oh,
Isn't
yeah.
it? Oh, CJ the Champ just did a video on Scarlet.
Yeah, I know.
Yeah.
It's amazing. Oh, welcome back, Jay.
Thank you. Cake was delicious. Apologize for the long hiatus.
and
I figured you guys had enough to yap about where I could step away for cake, but you know.
Yeah, it's perfectly fine. Yeah, we were able to do so.
Oh,
You
neat.
missed out on me talking about Sauron and Stegron.
Sauron.
Yeah, and
Sauron's one of my favorite weird scientist characters.
He's not even a scientist.
thought he was
He's
a-
a hypnotherapist.
Oh,
no,
what?
Hypnotherapist.
That's so crazy. I always
Yeah.
thought he was like one of those geneticists because he's always fighting the higher evolutionary. So I thought he was also a geneticist.
Nope, he didn't even fight the High Evolutionary. Mance was just a hypnotherapist that was bitten by a pteranodon
What the
and
fuck?
became an energy vampire. Yeah,
Comics, man.
Yeah.
Comics.
yeah. And
Yeah.
you know how he got his
And then,
name? I told Brian this, and he got it in one.
What?
Guess where he
Really?
got his name?
Where?
Yeah, guess what?
Was it not from Lord of the Rings?
Yes, it is. Yes, it is. He named himself after the second Dark Lord.
Okay, that makes sense.
Yeah, and for the folks at home, the first Dark Lord in Lord of the Rings lore is Morgoth.
Yep, as opposed to Lesgoth.
And yeah, the whole shtick of the geneticist thing, all Stegron.
Ah, see, that's where I got the confusion from.
Yeah, Stegron, the former lab assistant of Kurt Connors, became a dinosaur man and wants to turn people into dinosaurs.
He also
or
became
have
a dinosaur man.
supremacy.
He also became a dinosaur man because he made a bootleg version of the lizard formula.
That much is true, yes.
Yeah.
That he did.
That I remember.
Which I also then found out, you might get a kick out of this, Jay, that he is actually included in the Spider-Man Magic the Gathering
Oh shit!
set.
My friends have been trying to get me to play Magic because of that, and I'm just like, no, you guys. I got out of the card business because I wanted to save my money.
But moving on, one last thing for my screen time is, and I don't know if you can hop in or not, Jay, because I don't know if you've been watching it lately, but I'm not completely through with it, but I have been watching the latest episode of Critical Role.
I'm not all the way done. I'm like an hour and a half in.
I'm about 2 hours in.
Okay, so where I
I'm
left
really
off.
liking it.
Yeah, where I left off is they were like,
Yeah.
they were planning to like try it. Hal was like kind of greasing some palms to try and get info from some like rich people.
Oh yeah, Basically, after the break, we pick back up with the soldiers and we're finishing their
Oh, okay.
art.
Interesting.
Then they have announced this already.
All right.
The next group that is taking the center stage.
All right.
It is going to be the Seekers.
That makes sense. Because most of this episode was the Seekers.
No,
No,
most
but
of
the
this
Schemers.
episode
It was
was-
the Schemers. My bad. I got them confused.
Yeah.
Yeah, it was the Schemers that was most of this
Seekers were the
episode.
cold open.
Yeah. The Seekers is the team
Which-
with Matt's character, right?
Yeah. It's Matt, Abria, Ashley, and Alex.
Yep. So
Which that is a very interesting crew.
Octus, the drow chick, Hal's druid wife.
Yes.
And Matt's
And-
character, whose name I can't remember.
Sir Julian?
Julian's his name. Yes, Julian.
Which badass fighter rogue with a power gauntlet and a rapier and is also an asshole.
Yep. I mean,
But,
dude, Mercer has a good villain voice. He should play more anti-hero type character.
Yeah, it's just he said that before now when going into D&D he's always played like smaller roles because he knows that he wasn't going to be there for a long time, so might as well be support.
Yeah, makes sense.
Like his last character that he played for a brief time was a dwarf.
Oh,
And he was a divine soul sorcerer that then multi-classed into bard.
Oh, interesting.
Yeah, but he multi-classed into bard just simply because of story reasons. So divine soul sorcerer is like the cheesiest of healers because you can twin that shit, you can distance that shit, you can bring someone back to life 30 feet away.
Huh.
I didn't get to use too much of it because I play with power gamers, but I was a divine soul sorcerer for a while, and I know what they can do, and it is some cheesy shit. But anyway, so yeah, I'm really liking, seeing the Schemers again was great, and get one of the most, I think, out-of-pocket statements, not just in Campaign 4, but in all of Critical Role from Murray,
Oh, yeah.
where she... Where she was like, I'm gonna have to do something that I'm not usually good at, kissing ass. Usually I'm good at eating.
That was so funny.
Yeah. But anyway, it looks like the way that they're doing this is kind of similar to anime,
Yeah.
where they're doing it in arcs.
Oh shit, breaking news! Sorry to interrupt, but I just saw this as I was scrolling through Twitter. Dragon Ball Super is coming back in a new arc!
Yeah.
Really?
I don't think you understand
I
how...
heard speculation.
It's been officially announced by Toei Animation.
I know.
Holy shit. Whoa! No, I don't think you understand how huge this is. The anime has been off the air since 2016.
Wow.
Yeah. Oh my god.
What the-
Lord O'Malley.
Finally, we're getting the fucking Galactic Patrol arc. Oh my god, what? This is insane. Because the manga is so far ahead that it's been on hiatus. Just to give you an idea of where the manga's at right now. But I'm sorry, I just saw this and I was like, oh my god, this is too huge not to report. I gotta say it. Holy shit, it's official. Dragon Ball Super is back.
Last thing I'll say is with the winding down of the source of the soldiers, it does seem as though they might be regrouping soon, and we might be going into different teams in the future. And then also we're still getting more lore, even though this is the tail end of their first arc. We're getting more lore. And oh my god, we learn more about those statues.
Yep. You talking about the dwarven ones that we saw?
I'm talking about a homeboy's brother and the other statues that were all the Basilisk
okay.
victims.
Gotcha.
And dude, Brennan is really pulling his A game with this campaign.
For sure.
And I can't wait to see where we go from here, and I'll just end it there.
Okay, cool. Sorry about that. Choked on my soda. But yeah, okay. So, that's it for the first part of the episode. Now we're going to transition into trailer talk, which, Brian has been hyping up. We got some pretty big trailers. Now, if you're new to the podcast, you might be wondering, what the fuck is trailer talk? Well, trailer talk is the segment of the podcast where Brian has gathered together 6 brand new trailers, at least as of the recording of this podcast, and it's put them together in a lovely playlist for you beautiful people to check out yourself. So you will pause this video right here before doing all the usual YouTube things of liking the video, hitting the subscribe button and notification bell. And if you're watching this within the first week of this release, please be sure to engage with that hype feature because it really does help out with pushing us into the algorithm. So definitely we appreciate all that. But once you unpause this video, we'll have come back thanks to the magic of editing and give you our fresh reactions to all those trailers. Until then, please enjoy this word from our non-existent sponsor. And we're back. Yeah, Brian wasn't kidding. These trailers are all pretty fucking stacked. So we'll just go in order. So what was the first one, to be honest? I don't know the exact...
Masters of the Universe.
All right, Master of the Universe. I'm not gonna lie, I have mixed feelings. On the one hand, visually it looks pretty cool. On the other hand, the fact that they're like doing the Once Upon a Time kind of twist has me kind of like question marks. I'm curious, but I don't know how to feel about it.
Yeah.
It does look really cool though.
Like it could be so dumb it's fun.
That's what I'm saying. It's just stupid enough to work.
Yep.
Like at worst, I think it's gonna be a good bad movie.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Just full of goofy nonsense.
Yeah. The main guy is a relative unknown.
Okay. He looked like he looked like Mortal Instruments guy, which is why I was like, is that Vecna?
No. He's most known for Red Royal Blue.
Oh.
He was the blonde in that.
Gotcha.
Oh.
And also, if you ever saw that movie that I keep talking to you guys about, Bottoms, he was in that one.
Yep.
But anyway, stat cast, Camila Mendez as Thela.
Yep. Hopefully this time hopefully Tila doesn't have any weird sexual tension with her dad. If you don't know, if you know, if you know, you know. If you've seen Riverdale, you understand what I'm talking about.
Oh yeah. Jared Leto as Skeletor.
I need to hear what his voice sounds like.
Yes. I need to know. Is it meme worthy?
I hope they don't try to go deep and serious. I hope it's still joke's on you. I'm into that shit.
It needs to be nasally and memey.
Nelson
The
Brie as
dreams be
Evil Lyn.
memes.
Yep.
Idris Elba as Man at Arms.
Which I think is cool. I still think he should be Kilowog.
Yeah.
But he's already
Marina
sports.
Baccarin.
He's already Bloodsport, so I guess that can't work.
Yeah. But 2 weeks in a row of surprise Mita Baccarin.
Yeah, right.
Because she is Sorceress.
Yep.
And holy shit, Kristen Wiig is in this?
What?
She's gonna be the voice of Roboto.
Interesting.
Yeah. But anyway, so like we said, looks stupid but fun stupid. Next up though, we have completely different 56 Days.
Yeah, this is one that I had heard about that I was excited for. That was actually in my recommended, but I didn't click because I had a feeling Brian would put it in here.
Yeah, this is one that I have heard about for a while now that I have been excited for.
I'm very much in the like romance smut orbit. So yeah, I've heard about this for a long time as well. Luckily, this isn't written by Colleen Hoover, so I think it's actually going to be good.
Oh yeah.
But yeah, no, I'm super excited, and I've always loved Dove Cameron. Dove Cameron is one of my favorite Disney Channel stars.
Oh yeah, indeed.
So like, I'm really excited, and plus, I've loved her post Disney glow up. Like everybody talks about Olivia and Sabrina, nobody talks about Dove. Dove makes slaps, dude. That Boyfriend song is still like towards the top of my playlist. I love Dove Cameron's music.
Oh, it's Mrs. Steel Girl.
I love Dove Cameron's music. I hope this puts her on more people's radar. Because, like, as much as I love Sabrina, Dove deserves to get that much spotlight, too.
It does seem like she's doing part of the soundtrack, too.
Oh, yeah, that's going to be awesome.
Indeed, and it's kind of like, I haven't seen it yet, but the movie that just hit theaters that we reacted the trailer to, The Housemaid.
The one with Amanda Seyfried. Yeah.
Yeah.
I've been wanting to see that.
Where it's like you don't know who the toxic one is.
Yeah, and I think that makes for a better mystery. And like I said, it gave me kind of Gone Girl vibes. But like you said, with Gone Girl, you already know who the crazy one is. And this one, it's just like, all right, which one is the murderer? And we also don't know whose the body is because the body's unidentifiable. So it's like,
yeah, because that's one thing that I don't know if the trailer accurately portrays is because we know this because it's based on a book, but
Yep.
they leave it up in the air like who the body is. Like we don't know if it's male or female,
Yeah,
if it's him.
yeah, that's why it's like a Gone
if
Girl
it's
with
somebody
even an
else.
extra layer, because it's like, yeah, who not
Yeah.
only who is the murderer, but who's the victim. Like, which is why I think
Yeah.
this would be a fun one to tackle on the podcast if we have available space.
Yeah.
Because
Indeed.
with as much
But,
fun as we had with Knives Out, I think this would be a good one to watch together in peace. Like, use our 3 brain cells to go into detective mode.
It is 8 episodes, so
I still think it's doable.
keep that in mind.
Yeah, I still think it's
But
doable.
It is doable.
I don't think we'd like do it in one go, but like I think like a few sessions could.
But then, moving on to the animated trilogy, starting up Invincible.
Yep, very excited. It's the kind of opening salvo to the like setup to the Viltrumite War. We get to see Dinosaurus, obviously the return of Nolan and Alan. We get to see kind of the aftermath of the like Invincible invasion led by Angstrom Levy, and just a lot of our like returning cast of characters. And then it caps off with the introduction of Emperor Thrag. I'm so excited. It sucks that we didn't get to cover season 3, but we will definitely cover season 4. Well, actually, we covered season 3. I think it was just a lost episode.
Oh yeah.
But yeah, very excited.
But yeah, indeed. Whatchamacallit, then we got Maul.
This I'm super hyped for, just because like Filoni loves Maul, like to the point where like he was the one that spearheaded bringing him back in the Clone Wars, and this period of Maul's life is probably the most interesting for me. His stint as a crime lord in the underbelly of Coruscant, I think it's going to be fire to watch. And like, man, look how far Clone Wars has come in terms of animation quality. If you go back to like original CGI Clone Wars to this, the glow up is real.
Oh yeah, and cast is phenomenal. Because it's got Sam Witwer,
Of course.
obviously.
Yeah.
Then Wagner Mora, which, if that name doesn't sound familiar to you, he has voiced probably one of the greatest animated villains of all time.
Oh.
Puss in Boots: The Last Wish.
Oh, he's Death?
Yes,
Oh, shit.
Death is in this, and also tying it into today's subject, the actor who plays Luke.
Oh, nice.
He's in it.
Nice.
Interesting.
And so is Richard Ionde.
I love Richard Ionde.
Yes. And Dennis Haywood.
Okay, that name's not ringing any bells.
He was a god in Lucifer,
Oh,
the
shit.
original Allstate guy.
Allstate Guy, that's his name. Okay, you should have just said Allstate Guy.
Yeah.
I love
Him.
Allstate Guy.
And then the absolute goat, Steve Bloom.
Yep.
So, yeah, we're excited for this.
I mean, Steve Blum is always in Star Wars projects, just like Steve Blum will always be fucking Wolverine. Whenever they need a Wolverine,
Oh, yeah.
they'll call good old Steve Blum.
Oh, yeah.
Like, I will be surprised if Wolverine in the Wolverine video game is not voiced by Steve Blum.
Yeah. But the next step we have probably the least known on the list, but still really excited for it. Gameverse.
Yeah, like I said, it reminds me of the Learning with Pibby thing that was going around Cartoon Network, where like this one random like Dora the Explorer type cartoon started getting infected by this weird eldritch like horror monster, and so they started like just running away into other Cartoon Network cartoons, including like some classic Hanna-Barbera stuff, and then they teamed up with some of the forgotten B-list characters to fight back. It's that exact premise, but with video games. I'm sure you've seen it before,
Well,
Brian.
Maybe I've seen clips.
Like
I haven't seen that thing.
I will show it to you after
but,
we finish recording this for sure, because like I know it. I feel like I want to make sure I know what this thing is called. Keep talking. I'm just looking it up real quick.
And it looks great. It's done by Robert Ross, which for those that might not know that name, he was Ross in Ross O'Brien, formerly of Game Grumps. And it seems like he's bringing all of his friends in. Fucking Schlatt is in it for some reason.
Yeah.
And not just as like a one-time character. He looks like the main character's like pet.
Yeah.
Yeah, he seems to be like a recurring sidekick type character.
Yep. And the lead character is played by Erica Lindback, which name might not sound familiar to you, but I googled her.
I was just saying, I know that name definitely sounded familiar, because I was like, she definitely did some anime stuff.
She was Black Cat in Spider-Man video game.
Oh shit! Nice.
She was in Smiling Friends.
Oh, nice.
She has done like several animes like Go-Go Loser Ranger, Rune Factory, Devil May Cry, the latest TV series.
Yeah, the Netflix version.
Yeah, but she was also in Arcane.
Oh, cool.
She was a Laura, lesser known woman. She's also been Blaze the Cat a few times. But the biggest thing that we know her from is she's Luna.
Like Luna
from
Snow?
Helluva Boss.
Oh, Luna from Helluva Boss. Oh, shit.
No.
Nice. That's dope.
Yep. Also, Tony. She was Morgan in Critical Role.
Oh, yeah, that checks out.
Yep.
But yeah, Brian.
Her character was a her character was a bunny paladin for the Raven Queen.
But yeah, Brian, if I'm not gonna play it right now, but if you look over in my screen share real quick, obviously the audience
I've
can't see
seen
it.
it.
Yeah, this is Learning with Pip. It's the
I know that I've seen it.
it's the
I don't
exact
think
it's the
I've
exact
watched
same.
it before.
Well, it's not a. It was never made into a full thing, sadly. The most it got one pilot, but Adult Swim never actually went through with making it into a show.
Oh, right. I may have seen it before, but it's been a long time. But anyway, excited for this TV show. It seems like the cast is stacked. Can't wait for it. But that's not our last thing. Because for once, for the first time in a while, I put something in as a palate cleanser that actually was a palate cleanser.
Yeah.
And that is the Muppet Show.
I'm excited. I'm excited. I love Sabrina Carpenter, so I'm gonna watch this episode just because I know Sabrina Carpenter and Miss Piggy's clashes are going to be iconic. And
Like, I know that we can't like feasibly do an episode on it because there's no
plot, but we can definitely talk about it on screen time. We should watch it together and definitely do a shared screen
I
time
feel like
thing.
this would be a good watch along shared screen time.
Yeah, no, for sure.
But
I also hope that she does nonsense and does like a nonsense outro, especially for the Muppet Show, because I love her. I love her nonsense
That
outros.
would be hilarious.
She kind of she's already experimented with this kind of thing because I don't know if you guys remember, but I talked about it last year. She did a Christmas special variety show for Netflix. So like this isn't her first time doing a variety show type of thing.
no.
So I'm very
I like
excited.
that they're not like toning her down.
Yeah, which is very like
Because that line where it's like
we're still working out the
like,
kinks.
We gotta.
I love a good king. Yeah, yep, that's so Sabrina.
Hilarious.
Like she's one of those Disney stars that has like that transitioned into like a more like sex positive image that doesn't feel weird, if that makes sense.
No.
Cause like you know, Miley obviously had her time where she was more raunchy, but everybody was like, "Yo, Miley, you're wilding out." When Sabrina got into her whole short, sweet, horny era, everybody was like, "Oh yeah, no, that tracks."
Well, it's also because it's like she's in on it.
Yeah.
And she's not just like being rebellious. It's like
Also, one of
Whatever.
one of the funniest things, like in the Sabrina Carpenter lore, is apparently there were people on the internet that had this crazy conspiracy theory that Sabrina Carpenter is actually tall and she's been lying to everybody and tricking people with camera angles. And
To make her short?
and Sabrina's like, "No, you guys, like, I'm actually very, very small. I just wear a lot of heels and platforms and are on very high stages." She's like 5 foot even.
yeah. But also have you seen her Tiny Desk performance?
Oh yeah, dude, I'm a big Sabrina Carpenter fan. I've seen all her stuff.
Like, and that like hesitation moment that she has before the Juno.
Cause her Juno poses are insane that she can get away with any of this shit. Like her performances are so unhinged.
Just plays
man.
the chimes.
Yep. I want to go to a Sabrina concert so bad. Like she looks like she has one hell of a show.
Yeah, indeed.
Good time.
And it looks like the Muppets have not skipped a beat. They're the same old Muppets.
I still kind of have beef with Kermit, mostly because of like the controversy having to do with like the puppeteer, but I'll let that go for the sake of the show.
Okay.
You never heard about this? The current puppeteer of Kermit was like just talking a lot of shit about the old guard, and so like a lot of fans were outraged about the new Kermit who like because Disney replaced the original guy who Jim chose as his successor to be Kermit, and then the new guy that Disney hired is talking a lot of shit about Frank Oz and a lot of the old guard for the Muppets, and so fans were super outraged.
Well, someone's not very bright, are they?
Oh yeah.
Well, after that, the Muppets took a nosedive, so hopefully he's had time to reflect.
Either that, or I hope it's a new guy.
That too.
Like that. Like again, like I said, I don't really care, but it'd be weird not to acknowledge it when it is a thing that happened.
Mm-hmm.
I feel you.
But I'm still looking forward to it, mostly because of Sabrina Carpenter.
Oh yeah, like that. You go back and you watch the original Muppet Show. That was the biggest draw, was the celebrities.
Oh yeah, for sure.
I mean, the Muppets were great, but the Muppets are always great. I'm talking about the characters.
Oh yeah, nobody thought you were talking about the people.
But yeah, it'll be cool to see, and I wonder if this will actually finally bring the Muppets back, because they've tried several reboots with the Muppets before, but it's because they hadn't really understood the Muppets.
Although I will say, I think the ABC workplace sitcom was an underrated concept. I actually think they pulled it together in the second half, but people had stopped tuning in by that time, so they cut it. It kind of reminds me of, if you guys remember the Looney Tunes show from the 2010s. It was on Cartoon Network. It was a Looney Tunes cartoon that was more kind of a slice of life cartoon where Daffy and Bugs were roommates, and it had Kristen Wiig voicing Lola Bunny.
Yeah,
that shit is hilarious, but very few people outside of me and Corey and a handful of people actually watched it, so people just wrote it off. But it's actually really fucking funny, and I feel like the same kind of thing happened to that ABC show, where it started off rocky, sure, but I think the second half of that show was really solid, but nobody else was watching it, so they just canned it.
Also, I do have to address, when it comes to the Muppets and Disney just not knowing how to promote them. I mean, hell, I don't know if you heard, but just very recently, I think as of 2026, they have officially gotten rid of Muppet Land.
Oh yeah, to make an expansion. I think all they've got is the one show at the Muppet Theater now, at least in Disney World.
I think they've completely gotten rid of it.
Oh really?
Now.
Oh, that sucks. I loved that show, man.
Oh yeah, dude, I actually got called out by Wardolph and Stanton.
Nice.
When I attended it.
Nice.
It's because I was wearing one of those specialty hats that you could buy. And of course I had to rep my main man Goofy. So the Goofy hat was Goofy's top set of teeth up. As a hat. So of course they were gonna call it out.
Nice.
Because it was big and kind of stupid.
Man,
but I was a little kid.
I love the Muppets. They're super underrated. I hope this brings a resurgence back. Even if it's just a yearly thing, I would totally be down. Honestly, a Muppets Christmas Carol is in my holiday rotation of Christmas movies.
Oh yeah.
It's probably one of my favorite interpretations of a Christmas Carol. Also,
Muppet Treasure Island.
Muppet Treasure Island is fantastic.
Great movie.
Muppets Wizard of Oz is underrated, but still pretty solid, to be honest.
Which, oddly enough, I was not expecting it, but Muppet Treasure Island kind of doesn't actually have a connection to our main topic.
Does it?
Yeah, because the main pirate.
Oh, duh! No, the main pirate in Treasure Island isn't Blackbeard. It's Captain Long John Silver from the book Treasure Island.
Yeah, but isn't Blackbeard a character in
No,
Treasure Island?
It's just Captain Silver. Blackbeard was never featured in Treasure Island.
Well, anyway, pirates.
Blackbeard is just a famous historical pirate.
Smooth transition.
Sorry to kill that, but yeah, I was no, I love Muppet Treasure. I'm the person in the pirate outfit here. I know about pirate stuff.
Yeah,
I know the audience can't see, but if you watch my Percy reviews, you've seen my model. I'm in a pirate outfit right now. Yeah, no, it's Captain Long John Silver, who was the main antagonist in Muppet Treasure Island / the Treasure Island novel.
Played lovely by Tim Curry.
Yeah, but yeah, regardless, it's time.
A different pirate.
It's time, people. It is time to talk Percy Jackson and the Olympians Season 2. We're about to get super yappy, so sit back, relax, grab a snack, because we've got a lot to discuss, because this season has done a lot. Which is funny, because in terms of Percy Jackson books, Sea of Monsters is probably the lightest, because it's definitely a setup book more than a plot-heavy book, which gave the writers, Rick included, because Rick is heavily involved in writing a lot of the scripts, a lot more leeway, and they got to add a lot more stuff, which we'll talk about for sure. But yeah, so we'll start with spoiler-free stuff, and then we'll jump into the spoiler discussion. Tony, what did you think of Percy Jackson and the Olympians Season 2? Oh, wait, did Tony step away? Man, poor time. I don't know if I want to transition to Brian. I don't know if I want to flip to Brian, and then Tony comes back in the middle of it. Mm-hmm. Okay, there's Tony. Okay, never mind. Yeah, so Tony, what did you think of spoiler-free wise? What did you think of Percy Jackson and the Olympians Season 2?
I really enjoyed Season 2 as a whole. I liked it better than its movie counterpart, and I'm very interested to see where things go. As someone who's not seen or read the book myself, I'm just curious, and I have just nothing but questions that I want to have answered.
Nice.
Basically it, yeah.
Okay, so Brian.
Simple to the point.
So Brian, as someone who's read the books, but it was a long time ago, what did you think of Season 2, spoiler-free wise?
I really like it. I totally agree. 1000% better than the movie.
I mean, yeah, that bar is definitely in Hades. Oh, shit, that bar is in Tartarus.
They also expanded on some things that I didn't expect. Gave some more spotlight to some characters, and gave them more depth than I would expect. And I was telling Tony, and we'll talk about this more later in the spoiler section, but they changed some things in the show that completely changes the dynamic of the show as opposed to how the book plays things out. Yeah, also to the fact where, if I didn't know, how things
play out
in the book.
Exactly.
If I was a show only.
Exactly. Because, without saying too much, like I said, they reframe things so differently that in the dynamics that the cliffhanger is completely different, and it sets up an entirely new dynamic that even as a book reader, you're like, what the fuck is gonna happen now?
Well, also, that's not even what I was referring to, but yeah.
Oh, what were you referring to?
I was just trying to say that I would start to think that there might be a triangle brewing.
A triangle?
A new triangle.
A triangle? All right.
Yeah.
Oh, you talking about with Clarice?
Yeah.
I didn't get that at all. They're definitely friends, but I didn't get any type of vibe from those two.
Well, I got possible enemies to lovers.
No, you want enemies to enemies to lovers. Watch the movie. The movie 100% was setting up was 100% setting up a love triangle between Clarice and Annabeth and Percy.
I'm not saying that they were fully going into it, but I was saying that if I was show only, that maybe I would start to think that they were heading that direction.
Well, I mean, no, you'd be surprised. There aren't I've been looking into fan reaction stuff. Yeah, nobody's actually shipped Clarice and Percy. Everybody seems to be on the Percabeth train.
Yeah. But anyway, I really like it, and the way that they're handling the antagonists of this season is really good, and expanding there more too. And like you said, Jay, the biggest thing, how the hell are they going to deal with that?
Yeah, the ending. Yeah, for sure. But so for me, I didn't talk about it as fully in our podcast episode of season 1, because I'll be honest, season 1 I was a lot softer on on my first initial watch, because I was just happy that it was happening and we were getting something better than the abomination of a movie. So I was super soft on it, to be honest. It's kind of the same way I felt about One Piece live action. One Piece live action is really good, but that's because, my expectations were really, really, really low. But the problems I had with season 1 were that, they had a bit of an exposition problem where the kids would know the answer, and so there would be no tension in any of the big battles or anything like that. Because, some of the cool parts of the book is the kids figuring out the god's weaknesses, the monster's weaknesses, or whoever they're fighting's weaknesses, and slowly working through it instead of just being oh yeah, that's echidna, so echidna blah 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 blah. All right, so, and the other thing that I didn't like about the first season, and this isn't to say Percy's stupid, but the first season made Percy seem very smart, which Percy is a smart kid, but Percy is a smart kid he's very good at improvisation. He doesn't make plans. He just figures shit out when Annabeth's plan doesn't work. And a lot of
Yeah.
season 1, the actors are great, and I think the actors do a great job of portraying those characters. But in season 1, they didn't let those characters be themselves. Like, there were a couple moments here and there of Percy being Percy, but like, Percy was too smart in season 1, too much of a cautious, let me think about this type of character. Whereas Percy in the book is like, nah, bitch, let's throw hands. I don't give a fuck. Like, Percy is just a reckless, I always called him, like, both as a kid and even now as an adult. I refer to Percy as Percy about that action Jackson. Because that's what he is.
In season 2.
Season 2, you definitely see it more. He is so much more of the, like this cocky, like, reckless hero, but not in a bad way. And the other thing that I felt like season 1 lacked a lot in terms of Percy, and this is not Walker's fault at all, because Walker is totally capable of this. You see it in the Adam Project, and you see it a lot in season 2. Percy wasn't funny. Percy is the quippiest motherfucker. If I had to make a character analogy for Percy Jackson using comic book characters, Percy Jackson is if Peter Parker had Arthur Curry's powers. That's who Percy is. Because Percy's superpower is annoying the fuck out of his enemies, so it throws them off, and he can beat the shit out of them.
Yeah.
And you see that so much more in season 2. Season 2 does, like, the changes it makes. Some of them I was hesitant about at first, but then when I saw how it was implemented, it's such a big improvement. And, like, first thing I'll say, spoiler-free wise, shout out to Dior, Clarice's actress. She is the MVP of this entire season. Like, if you go back and watch any of my week-to-week reviews, every episode I was like, yo, Clarice is killing it. And if you had asked 12-year-old me, like 10, 15 years ago, and told me that I would be rooting for Clarice LaRue, I would have looked at you like you were crazy. But Clarice is such a good character.
Just go back to season 1.
Right? And also, they do a lot of stuff where they introduce stuff earlier than they do in the books, but I think it's smarter to do that because it actually sets up the stakes. One of my big problems with season 1 is that it didn't really feel like there was a sense of urgency in any of the plots, because, like, very early on, Percy found out, oh, your mom's not dead. Oh, we can solve this by doing this. So there was no real, like, oh my god, are Zeus and Poseidon really gonna go to war? They find out very early. Oh no, this was all a setup. It's fine. We're cool. Like, so it didn't feel as, like, high stakes as the books originally presented it. But with how they flipped this around, they've now put a clock on the second Titanomachy and the return of Kronos. So, like, you really feel like war is coming to Camp Half-Blood.
Oh, yeah.
In this, especially with that finale. Oh my god, that finale was fantastic. And also, they upped the action in this season as well. Like, the thing that, one of the biggest complaints I had from season 1 is that there were barely any action scenes. But in this, we got a ton of action. And also, they actually showed blood, which I was shocked.
Oh, yeah.
And apparently that was
to the fact where,
apparently that was the kids' idea. Like, the main three, they were like, no, we need to show blood. Which I think is awesome because it adds to the stakes of the whole situation.
Oh yeah, indeed. And without getting, like, too much into it, that final episode had a, like, near Game of Thrones.
Oh yeah, I almost, like, it felt like a mini version of Battle of the Bastards. I thought Percy was gonna have a Jon Snow moment.
Oh yeah.
Like, you know the famous Jon Snow moment from the Battle of the Bastards where he's weaving through the entire army. That's what I thought was gonna happen. But yeah, no, it still was great. It was fantastic. I'll talk about book changes and stuff later. But yeah, so that's spoiler free. Season 2, I think, is a big improvement, and it definitely gets the Cannotator's seal of approval. If you have not seen it, go check it out. It is available on Disney Plus. # not sponsored. But yeah, so let's go ahead and get into the spoiler section of the review. You have been warned. We are going to be fully discussing spoilers, and I will be discussing book changes, but I will not give away, like, book spoilers. And if I do, I will give a warning. But for the most part, I will be staying away from book spoilers. So yeah, Tony, spoiler time. What do you think? What are the questions you have as somebody who is very well versed in Greek mythology? What were your thoughts Tantalus on season 2. Oh man,
happened again.
it happened again. We'll give it time. He'll pop in eventually, folks. I promise. I don't know how to stall, but we'll figure it out. What's some stuff we can open with? I guess. So Brian, what did you think of Tantalus?
Well, casting.
Yeah, what did you think of Tantalus? He was the newest addition to the cast.
Oh yeah, he was great for what he was.
Oh yeah, and his dynamic with Jason is it Sudeikis?
No.
Sudeikis is another
No.
Jason. I know his name is Jason.
Yeah.
But I don't know what his last name is. The guy who plays Dionysus.
Like I said, I also know the actor from Nobody Wants This. And I think it's great. He plays that Adam Brody's brother, who is like the stereotypical like doofy best friend / brother in romantic comedies.
Gotcha.
Who's already married.
Okay.
He did a great job in this, and loved all the moments with him. And like you said, his dynamic with Mr. D was great.
They were a good just comedy duo, 1-2 punch.
Yeah.
And like the way he's taken care of in the season was so good. To have his curse be broken only for him to get instantly taken out by a fireball. Beautiful. Love that shit.
Because it was also hubris kind of that took him out too.
Oh yeah, for sure. And I also just love the bit afterwards where like Percy shows up to Mr. D and confronts him. He goes, take him to Tantalus. The demigod, the one demigod comes up, whispers in his ear. Oh, right, shit. So funny.
But that speech that he's given him, like I am gonna kill you, but it's God's will, and you think that I wouldn't go with the God's will?
Yep.
And then that just like moment where he realizes that they've gone too far away, and he's like, ah!
Oh man, it's just so good.
Which, speaking of the gods,
yeah. So
all the gods this season,
I think they were great. One of the big issues I had with season 1 is that they threw too many gods into one season.
Yeah.
This was better. This was better handled.
It was more like a hey, it's this person. Hey, it's this person.
Yep. Like in season 1, other than Hades and Ares, and of course Zeus and Poseidon, the other gods that showed up didn't really do anything for the plot for the first season.
Yeah.
But all the gods that show up were relevant just to say, I'm gonna put in a good word for your, to your mom, to Annabeth.
Yeah. And here we did have one that seemed like it was going that way, but then again, it was all just an illusion.
Are you talking about Poseidon?
And that was when Annabeth's mom showed up.
Oh yeah. So yeah, that one threw me off because I remember saying this in my episode review too. It's like, wait. That's not Daphne Keane. Who is that?
Yeah, I that was my bad because you asked me about it, and I got the gods mixed up. The A gods.
Yep.
There are a lot of goddesses with A in them.
Yeah, there are 3 in the Olympian pantheon: Aphrodite, Athena, and Artemis.
Daphne Keane is Artemis.
She's Artemis? Okay, so that actress was Athena. I kept thinking, I was like, that's not Daphne Keane.
That was my bad.
Oh, my fault, Percy viewers. That's why I got corrected. That's why I got corrected.
Yeah.
My fault.
Yeah, Daphne Keane is Artemis.
See, that makes more sense. But because I was like, maybe it's just because Annabeth's dad is black. Maybe Daphne Keane is her mom. But yeah,
I believe the name of that actress is Andrea Day.
Okay, cool. But yeah. I think they implemented the gods really well.
And then the biggest one though, which big shoes to fill, because R.I.P.
Yeah, I think the new guy did fantastic as Zeus. Just the moment where he's staring her down and he just says, "Thalia Grace, you do not walk away from me." And I'm like, oh shit. Like he did a good job. Like you said, those are big shoes to fill. Because Lance Reddick, with the one moment he got to shine in that final episode of season 1, was amazing. I also like Zeus's fit. Zeus had a pretty cool fit.
Oh yeah, and like that twist with the Zeus,
which is completely different from the books. Because in the books, she does actually get hurt. That wasn't a lie. She does almost die, and he does save her life. But in this, they twist it to make him more of a dick, which is not off brand, so I'm not mad at it because Zeus is the worst.
Yeah.
Like, if we had to rank gods, Greek gods, in terms of terrible parentage, Zeus would be at the top. And, like, it is perfectly in character for Zeus to to do what he always does and use his dick to solve his problems. And in this case, I mean, make a weapon for the war. And I'm like, oh, that's really good. And getting Chiron to lie, oh, that's so devious. And again, it completely changes the dynamic. Because, I mean, obviously, for the show only people, I'm not going to spoil whether or not Thalia is an agent of Kronos. But it really makes you think at the end, like, oh shit, is Annabeth talking to her going to be enough to get her to not side with Luke? Especially because in this season, we actually get to see Luke's side. And to be honest, he makes some pretty solid points, especially when you see like how well the demigods get along with the monsters. And it's like, no. We treat them like equals because they're children of the gods just like us.
And also, the thing is like with all great evils, it's built on pillars of realness. Just
yeah, I mean, it's you know, it's the classic adage, you know, the road to hell is paved with good intentions, and you know, Luke definitely has good intentions, and I like that we got to see that in this season because we don't get Luke's motivations and stuff until like the last book. So like his character development that happens later in the series felt kind of forced. But setting it up this early makes it feel like, okay, there is something in there. You know what I mean?
Yeah. And the thing of seeing Kronos' influence, like it actually like hurting him, and
also the thing that I like is he has kind of his Anakin moment because because when Annabeth comes back, right? He and then he finds out that Annabeth lied to him about the whole like Thalia thing and was just stalling to like give Percy time. You could see the betrayal in his face. It's like, oh nope, all right, she was the last person that I actually cared about, and she fucking lied to me. All right, I'm burning it all down.
Yeah, but also, like I said, with the influence, though, seeing the subtle influence, we don't hear the voice in his head some of the times. But you know what? It kind of reminded me a bit of Genu from K-pop Demon Hunters.
Yeah. Definitely.
Where it's like has like the good intentions and his own thoughts, but then gets influenced by the voice in his head.
And like the other thing that I really like that shows kind of the spark of good that still exists within Luke is you know, his whole thing with Thalia. And you know, at first I didn't like this character, but I like her as a foil to Luke now. The show only character Allison, because like Allison is Allison is like, no, we gotta get to camp, chop down the fucking tree, and Luke is like, no, I'm not chopping down the tree. We have to preserve the tree. It's necessary for Kronos. You know, obviously he's not telling her about bringing Thalia back, but you know, he wants to save his friend.
Well, then he later tells her, oh yeah, it's to bring Thalia back because Thalia will be on our side.
Yeah, which you know, he has a strong case for, but but at the same time, it's, you know, it's still at the end of the day, I'm trying to save my friend. So there's that like really nice duality within Luke that I think is showcased really well in this season.
And the fact of Kronos using Allison to like try to help push Luke further.
Yeah, she's kind of like,
and do things that he knows that Luke.
She's kind of like Luke's Starscream, if you think about it.
Yeah.
Because like she's like the second in command who really wants to prove herself to the boss, and so if Luke is heditating, Kronos goes to Allison because she knows Allison will not hesitate and will get the job done.
Which you want to talk about like fight scenes and action scenes. Allison and the two others against Clarice.
Dude, that Clarice 1v5? Oh my god. Yeah. That was awesome. I also love the editing in that sequence where it was cutting back and forth between that fight scene and Luke versus Percy. Oh my god, it was so good. And also just Clarice just had such a badass moment of 1 versus 5, huh? My kind of odds. I was like, yo, let's go.
Yeah.
I can't believe I was cheering for Clarice.
The jump cut to that moment with Annabeth where she gets discovered, and to be fair, she holds her own.
Yep.
Just not as much as Clarice.
Yep. Oh man, it's just so good. I love a lot of the swerves they did that were different from the book. I think like Polyphemus actually being smart, I did not see coming.
Oh yeah.
Because in the book he's just your classic Polyphemus dumb brute. But like the fact that he was playing them the whole time, I was like, oh shit, what?
By the way, I did look it up, and I'll have to relook. But second wrestler in the Percy Jackson world.
Oh really?
Yeah. It was the guy who played Polyphemus was the wrestler Krugen.
Oh shit.
Yeah.
Nice. He did a great job.
And he did a really good job.
Oh yeah. No, he was fantastic.
Oh yeah, indeed.
Speaking of Cyclopes, my boy Tyson. Tyson was so good.
Yeah, dude.
I was really nervous about Tyson because, like, in the books, right, they play it that because Cyclops like have longer lives, their ages scale different. So, like in the book, even though Tyson was the same age as Percy, he had the brain of like a 7-year-old child. So, like, he kind of came off as slow, and he would like speak in incomplete Hulk sentences and shit. But like in this, they just treat him like a normal kid, and he's so good in this. I also love that. I also love that the show incorporates Sally more than the books did. Not just because I think Percy's mom is hot, but like Sally's relationship with Tyson and making her a mother figure to Tyson as well is so cute, and it pays off so much.
Like that moment with Grover where she's like, I've been a mother too, demigod for 13 years and a Cyclops for 1. Tell me the truth.
Yep, that was perfect. That was so Sally.
Yeah, it was. But yeah, I do like how they like kind of homaged Book Tyson in the fact that he was still naive.
He was naive, but he wasn't slow.
Like experienced. But yeah, he wasn't slow.
And I also like that because he was smarter, he knew how to use his abilities more. You know what I mean? Like the voice, the voice mimicry stuff.
That scene where it's like, and also that scene where it's like, what do you call it?
Yep.
A bomb.
Oh, that was so good. Man, and like, yo, like you want to talk about favorite Tyson scenes? The scene where Luke is beating the dog shit out of Percy, and then Tyson comes out of nowhere with the trident and just
Which I love that because at first you just see the trident.
Yep. And so you think, is it Poseidon?
I love that Tyson's signature weapon is the trident.
Yeah, because again, like his big thing before their quest was like, do you think I'll ever get to meet Dad? And so his signature weapon is also the signature weapon of their dad. That's so cool. And I also love this change change from the book that the show does, where that Percy was the answer to Tyson's prayer. I was like, oh my god, that's so good.
Yeah, that is a very, very sweet thing.
Like, it also helps to make Poseidon like so much more of a better character in the show. Like in the book, he's not a bad dad, but Poseidon in the books is very much a parent who wants to help, but his hands are completely tied. This Poseidon, his hands are still tied, but he still makes more of an effort to skirt around the rules a little bit to make things different, like to help his kids out
more. And I know it's been a while for me, so you can correct me if I'm wrong, but for me it also seemed like you more bought that he was in love with Sally.
Oh yeah, you 100% believe he was actually in love with Sally in the show, especially in the conversation at the end that they have where Percy straight up asked the question, did you have me for the war? And I love the answer he gives. There are things more powerful than the gods, my son. Fate is one of them, love is another. And I was like, all right, Poseidon, okay.
Which, oh my god, it just hit me. That was them teasing us about the big change.
Yep, and also teasing us with the arrival of a goddess we have yet to see, who does play a big role in the next book.
But yeah, also we didn't talk about it before, but just quick nod to another god that we see, Lin-Manuel Miranda.
Yeah, I mean Hermes is great. Hermes is great. I feel like they didn't need to show Hermes in the first season. He was one of those, like, he was here just cuz. But this felt, way more appropriate, especially because we got more of a focus on Luke, and we get to see how desperate Hermes is to save his son.
And I do also feel like they like made up for season 1, because he's like, yeah, that stuff in Vegas.
Yep.
Percy's like, what happens in Vegas stays in Vegas.
But yeah, no, like he was really well done. I like let's focus on Clarice for a little bit. I loved her character arc. And like her actually getting to see her self-doubt and like building her camaraderie with her soldiers, but then feeling guilty that she has to like sacrifice them and let them down.
Yeah, which that was ultimately her downfall.
Yep.
In that moment.
Which, by the way,
but also just
I just have to say this just real quick. You know, obviously the writing, like the Percy Jackson books were written in the early 2000s, so like, you know, the jokes in the books are different. I love the update joke that they make within Clarice's crew. The Blockbuster dude who is there because he was a casualty of the because Blockbuster was a casualty of the streaming wars. I laughed so fucking hard because I remember when I first saw the episode, I was like, why is there a Blockbuster? Oh, I was like, wait a second, are they about to say streaming wars? And then they said it. I was like, oh, that's clever. That's fucking clever.
Oh, yeah. And then also he turned out to just be her book guy.
Yep.
Which makes so much sense.
Yep.
And then like her whole crew was cool.
Yeah.
But also, like, you could tell early on the actress was good and that we were in for a ride. Like, just from the very beginning. Because, like, when she went to go see the Oracle.
Yep. And also... and also, I really like the chemistry and dynamic between Ares and Clarice. Because, like, because the thing about Clarice that I find interesting is, like, it's because, you know, Ares is somebody who has daddy issues because his daddy doesn't love him. And instead of learning from that, like, Ares is just continuing the cycle and passing that down. But Clarice is actually learning to make friends with people, which is why I loved what they did in the finale, which is funny because, like, in my penultimate episode review, I was like, you know, they have not addressed the moles within Camp Half-Blood plot that we talked about in the beginning of the season. That's weird. Next episode, Luke's always had my back. The mistake he made was thinking you actually had friends, which, joke's on you, Chris, she does have those, because in comes Grover and Annabeth to kick ass.
Well, and I love that, because she's like, well, about that.
Yep. Oh man, it's so good.
By the way, just real quick, love how much horses come into play.
Yeah, we got to see my boy Blackjack, best horse.
Yeah, and
I'm not gonna lie, I was excited to see an Annabeth Clarice like two girl team up, but getting to see Blackjack just bulldoze all those motherfuckers was great.
And then he threw Allison overboard a second time.
Yep, because fuck her in particular.
Oh yeah, and I hate that we really didn't get to see it, but I get it because of budget. But Rainbow,
yeah, I was a little sad about that, but at least they were included. Like I thought they were gonna just cut the hippocampi out entirely when they took a boat instead of taking the hippocampi, because in the book the hippocampi are what take them to the Princess Andromeda in the first place. And then Hermes meets them on the ship and gives them the vitamins and all the other shit. But then like they actually use the hippocampi to escape, and they keep the Tyson is friends with the hippocampi. I was like, oh cool. But again, budget, they couldn't show it. Another thing that they were not able to include due to budget was something that was really cool that I wish they could have included, but again, I get it, budget, is in the book during the Battle of Half-Blood Hill, Chiron makes his return, bringing his cousins, the Party Ponies, aka the battalion of centaurs that are partying it up in Florida, because of course they'd be partying it up in Florida. But they intervene.
A little bit of them.
Yeah, we don't actually get we got to see bits of them in the Iris message when Annabeth talks to Chiron, but we don't get to see them storm the Battle of Half-Blood Hill, which again, I get it, budget.
Yeah,
we could barely afford Chiron, so
but also like puts more weight on the demigods.
Yeah, we got to see more demigod action, which I think is cool.
Yeah.
But yeah, what other stuff is there? One of the big changes that they made from the book that I thought was interesting is that the way they phrased it, they make Hades seem like he was like planning to put a wedge between Zeus and Thalia, but actually it's not like that. So slight spoiler spoiler, but not really, because it doesn't seem like they're going in this direction. But in the books, the reason Hades sends the Furies after Thalia is because Thalia is a daughter of Zeus, and Zeus found out that Hades has had children, and Zeus kills the mother of those children, and so Hades is pissed, and so Hades is like, all right,
well,
you want to kill
that because
we're not gonna get that exactly because of how they phrase the whole thing with Hades. We're still gonna get Zeus killing Nico and Bianca's mom, but
yeah, because
I don't think they're gonna phrase it in the same thing.
Have been casted.
Yeah, I know. Like you. So yeah, they're still gonna do that plot, but I don't think that. But they changed how they sent the Furies out to make Hades seem more like a calculating kind of chess move type villain, which is in line with the characterization they gave him in season 1. But in the books, it's more of a vengeance play. He didn't do it to drive a wedge between Zeus and Thalia. He just did it to get back at Zeus. Because in the books, Zeus does genuinely save Thalia because he cares about Thalia. Remember, that's what I mean. Like, that's the difference. Zeus in the show,
yeah, I feel you, but
is using Thalia as a weapon and does not actually care about Thalia. Zeus in the books actually cares about Thalia and wants to save Thalia, but also recognizes her value as a weapon down the line.
Yeah. Also, I do want to say one thing that is a bit of a difference between season 1 and season 2 is we get more of a focus on Annabeth in season 2, and
Yeah.
she feels more
like Annabeth. We actually get to see her be smart. Like the scene where she is going 1v1 against Polyphemus while invisible and is talking all her shit. That's 100% book Annabeth.
like brings up nobody.
Yep. I thought that was beautiful. Like,
And then also on Cersei's Island, where she kind of no-balls Percy.
Yep.
Percy's like, I'm not going to get involved. And she's like, well, I am, so you can just stay here. And he's like, fuck, no, fuck.
yeah. And I also like how, again, we actually get to see her come up with plans. Sure, those plans don't work, but, of course they don't. And also something that's very different from the books that I'm interested to see what they do with it in the show is that in the books, Blackbeard and the pirates destroy Cersei's Island in the books. Like, it is in flames and no longer functioning. So much so that I don't know if you remember this, but the receptionist that is guiding them around the island is actually a very important character. A character that we actually talked about in Screen Time. She goes by Hilla because it's easier for people to pronounce, but her full name is Hippolyta. Yeah, in the Riordan verse, the Amazons work on Cersei's Island, and when Cersei's Island is destroyed, the Amazons have to relocate and create a new business, so they get into the shipping business.
Oh yeah, that's right.
Because Amazon.
Remember that? Yep.
But yeah, so
which I get why they delayed that, because wait, no, that's the movie. Okay, never mind.
No, I get why they delayed it, because Hippolyta and Hippolyta's younger sister are important characters in the following series, Heroes of Olympus, specifically Hippolyta's younger sister. So that's probably set up for that. But it also makes me wonder, like, if Cersei's Island is still running, like, what role is it going to play in, like, future seasons? Because, like I said, it was completely destroyed in the book. So, like, we don't really get to hear. The only reason we know it was destroyed was because when we meet Hippolyta's sister later on, and Percy's like, wait, I know you. And she's like, yeah, you destroyed our home. Me and my sister Hippolyta were on Cersei's Island. It's like, oh, shit, my bad. Which, fun fact for you guys, one Edward Teach, aka Eddie, aka Blackbeard, in the Riordan verse, is actually Clarice's half-brother. He's a son of Ares.
Makes sense.
Yep, so, yeah, I'm very curious to see where that goes.
And I like that he's now like buddy in arms brother to
with Percy. Yeah, I love that. Take your share, Percy. You helped us out.
Where he hands him the celery.
Yep. He's like, we're friends now. We're friends for life. And I love Percy. He's just confused. He's like, wait, Eddie? My friends call me Blackbeard.
And he just runs off.
I'm glad we skipped through it, but I kind of wanted to see Guinea Pig Adventures because that was a fun part of the book. I understand they cut it out for time, and like in the book it kind of dragged a little bit, but I do like that they acknowledge that it happened off screen.
Yeah, and I do like that there was a little bit of it, like we first arrives and we get the subtitles.
Yep.
And then we get the little Percy.
Yeah. Oh man, it was so good, so good.
Yeah.
Any other stuff we want to address?
Which I will say that this is about the both shows, but I think honestly in season 2 they honed it even more. And that's just the comedy.
Yeah, that's what I was saying. It's funnier, which is the thing that I think was missing from season 1. Season 1 felt too serious too much of the time. Like they didn't balance humor and action well enough, and and also they didn't go too far in one direction where it was like MCU 1,000 quips a minute.
Yeah,
but like they made sure it was funny.
Yeah, like the only reason I was laughing about the scene where Clarice goes and sees the Oracle is not because she beheads it, but then because that look on her face after she realizes what she did, she's like,
yep.
But then, like you were saying, Jay, immediately after it cuts to the seriousness, and the Oracle actually tells her.
And I also love that we get the Great Prophecy revealed in this season, because I don't know if you know this, but we don't actually get the Great Prophecy mentioned until the last book.
I know it's not in book 2, so
yeah, it's in the last book, like when because Percy is about to turn 16 in the last book, so that's when they tell him the Great Prophecy. But I think telling him this prophecy this early is better because, like I said, it sets up a clock. It gives you that sense of stakes, that urgency. Like, oh shit, Percy's 13. 3 years from now, Percy could be forced to make a big decision here.
Well, two things. One is they kind of homage the books with Poseidon, where he's like, I was going to tell you when you were on the verge of 16. And then also, the thing about him getting it this early not only causes like the time crunch, also causes some introspection, and also causes like more.
Yeah, and it also brings up that tension with Thalia, because you know in the books we don't hear about the Great Prophecy yet. Like when Thalia first gets brought back, so Thalia is just an ally. She's just gonna help us, you know. So like Percy is a little awkward around Thalia, but the only reason for that is because Thalia has more experience. So Percy feels like he's being replaced because Thalia's cooler, older, and you know can fight better than him. But in this, it's a different tension because it's like, oh fuck,
to where
she could kill us.
To the effect where the literal last scene of the show proper looks like they could throw hands any minute.
Yep, and I love how it's bookended because like the season starts with you guys get nightmares, right? Not like mine. And then it ends with, you guys get nightmares, right? Not like mine, because mine just woke up. And I was like, oh, that's a good cliffhanger.
Which also is good like visual story, because Percy's on edge because of the Great Prophecy, and he thinks that she can be part of it. And Thalia is on edge because she doesn't know who this new kid is. Yep.
And also, I love that when she woke up, it was a continuation of her fight with Zeus, and that's why she slammed Percy in the chest. But Percy doesn't know that, so Percy just thinks, oh shit, this chick just fucking zapped the fuck out of me. What the fuck is going on? So again, that puts more doubt into Percy's head. Can I really trust Thalia, even if Annabeth loves her the way she does?
Yeah.
Which I also love the reunion between Annabeth and Thalia. It's really sweet. I'm actually really down for British Thalia. I didn't know how to feel about it at first, but I like it.
Oh yeah.
Like, fun fact.
The only thing.
Fun fact, in the books, Thalia's a Valley girl.
Oh yeah, that's right.
That's a 180 from British.
Oh yeah. Yeah, and this one she more reminds me of Sandman's death.
Yeah, for sure. Okay, is there anything else we want to touch on?
Well, I just want to point out one weird little nitpick thing is, I get it in the flashbacks. It's easier for Annabeth to look young because, you know, she was a kid, and Grover doesn't age, basically.
Well, he ages slower, so because chronologically, Grover is 31.
Yeah, the way that they like try to portray young Luke.
Yeah, they just put a beanie on him
and put his hair in his face.
Yep.
Like, how could this happen to me?
Which is funny because it's not like it was 2 years ago. This was 7 years ago. He should have just got a different actor.
Yeah.
Like Thalia, I get it because this would be the state she's frozen at. So of course it's just the same actor, right? But Luke, they should have totally gotten a different actor. Not saying that the actor who plays Luke is bad. It's just he's supposed to be 7 years younger. He's supposed to be 14 as opposed to the 19 that he's at.
But I get it though. They wanted to keep the same actor because it hits harder than those stuff with Thalia and everything.
Which also, bringing it back to Luke, I'm really glad that this season solidifies that Annabeth sees Luke as her older brother, because in the books, she has a crush on him, and then towards the end he reveals that he had a crush on her too, and that's weird and kind of gross when you think about it.
And the first episode had me worried a little bit.
But yeah, no, they double down and clarify it. No, like seeing my older brother try to kill my sister, I'm like, okay, thank God. Whew. We're not doing this. We're not doing this love triangle. Thank God. Because I hated that plot in the book.
Yeah. There are no triangles in this.
Thank good. There will be. There will be. But it's not it's not a full triangle.
I'm saying so far.
Yeah, but there will be. And it's not even technically a triangle. Because, like, Percy does fall for this person. But then he realizes that he's got more shit to do. So he has to leave. Which really sucks for her. Because she's now... She's now 0 for 2. That should be enough of a hint to who that person is. Especially if you've seen
It's
Epic
not
the
who I
Musical.
think it is.
If you've seen Epic the Musical, you'll know who it is.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, Percy had a day in paradise, or however that song goes.
Because for a minute there, I thought
I was talking about Cersei. Oh no, no, not Eurydice. I was talking about it. I was making a reference to Epic the Musical. I obviously won't spoil who the character is, but yeah, Percy does.
Yeah.
Calypso.
Yes, Tony, it is Calypso. But yeah, Tony, now that you're back, you can actually tell us what you thought, spoiler wise, of the show, and what are the questions you're now left with and stuff. I'm curious, especially since you've never read the stuff.
I do like the show overall. I like that it's just basically roaming around doing Odyssey stuff in a fresh way. I'm not the biggest fan of Tantalus.
I thought how he was taken out was hilarious, though.
Yeah, I thought he was like a plant, because all he cared about was chariot racing and say like, nothing's wrong with camp. You're crazy.
Yep. What did you think about his dynamic with Dionysus?
Enablement. Pure enablement. That's all I thought about. Dionysus just enabled his behavior, which enabled Tantalus to enable his behavior.
Yep.
Because Dionysus didn't want to do jack.
Which checks out for Dionysus. And in a way, Dionysus kind of relates to Tantalus, because Zeus put in the Riordan verse, as part of Dionysus' punishment, he's not only sentenced to be stuck on Earth and helping run Camp Half-Blood, but every time he tries to conjure up wine, it gets turned into Diet Coke. So the god of wine is cursed to be sober in front of all these crazy children.
Too funny.
But yeah, well, what else? What else do you want to...
I'm still anticipating Chronos things. I'm looking forward to that.
So, as somebody who hasn't read the books, what are your thoughts on Thalia? Where do you think she's gonna go? Obviously, I'm not gonna spoil anything, but like, given what you've seen, what do you think of her, and where do you think it's gonna go? Where do you hope it's gonna go? I want to know your perspective as a show-only person.
I think she'd be a good guy in the end.
Okay.
I notice a misdirection when I see one.
All right. Okay. Cool. And what did you think of Luke's character?
Yeah.
Well,
I think he's I do like that Luke's becoming more and more sympathetic. And I like this path that they're trying to take. Is just like a misguided kid who fell into a bad crowd, who ended up leading a bunch of other rebels that wanted to be seen, which that's cool and all, but working with the King of the Titans, that's really what's gonna help you get recognition. Okay.
Yeah, and like to connect to Luke, what do you think about Hermes and his kind of arc and his kind of like plea to Percy to help save his son? How do you feel about Hermes? Do you feel for him?
Yeah, I feel for him, but also the lesser gods just having too many kids can be a bit much, you know?
Yeah. So lastly, what do you think about Clarice, who I personally think is
Clarice.
like the MVP of the season?
Yeah, I like her growth as a character. She got on my nerves initially, but I grew to like her in the end.
Yeah, like I think the thing that's cool, and I mentioned this earlier, is that like, we always make the joke about Ares. Ares is a god whose daddy doesn't love him, and so he's trying to overcompensate. And Clarice is the exact same way. But unlike Ares, who doesn't want to make friends with people, Clarice is actually learning to make friends.
Yeah, and I think the way that she is in the books, it could have been taken to two different extremes that we saw.
Yeah.
One being the movie.
Yeah, where she's like a tsundere.
Yeah. And then in the TV show.
Yep.
Where she's like the friend version of a tsundere.
She's like a frenemy. She's a frenemy.
Right, basically.
She's like a frenemy.
Yeah, frenemy.
Where it's like, I don't hate you anymore, but but we're not all the way friends. But I respect you. Like, I love the moment where they're just awkward because they're like, I don't know what to say to you, and then Percy's just like, just give me a shut up, Jackson. And she's like, shut up, Jackson. It's like, okay, now we're normal.
Yeah.
Oh Lord.
Because let's not forget that in universe, not like
In the books, she has never.
a year ago,
Yeah.
she basically tried to give him a swirly.
Yep. And also, like, the huge character development, the fact that she called him by his name, I was shook.
Yeah.
Book Clarice has never called him anything aside from Jackson. She said Percy, and I was like, what? But yeah, man. Good shit. Good shit.
And that'll be interesting to see where it leads to, like, in the future.
I definitely think she's gonna play a bigger role. With as much of a standout as she was this season, she's definitely gonna play a bigger role.
Also, the whole situation with Chris. Because does he play a bigger role?
Not entirely. Like, we see him. He's on the. He's part of Kronos' forces, and like, you know, a spoiler, but not really a spoiler, because you know they're gonna win, because otherwise there's no future. But after they win, like, he apologizes and rejoins camp and they get together. But I am interested to see if we find out about more of Kronos's like spy network, because I know for a fact that there's at least one other character that we have not met yet in camp that is a spy for Kronos, unless they got rid of this character entirely, which I don't think so, because her being I said their gender, whatever. Her being a spy is a big part of the books, but she hasn't been introduced yet, so I don't know. Maybe she's just not included, because I guess they... I was just going to say, the reason why I brought up Chris particularly is because if you did not notice, Chris was in season 1. Yeah.
But different actor.
Oh, I did not know it was a different actor. I knew Chris was in season 1.
Yeah, they recasted Chris.
Interesting.
For some reason.
Interesting. But yeah, I want to see more of like Kronos' spies and how that plays out.
Oh yeah.
And again, like, what role does Cersei have to play further in this? Because she doesn't really do anything in the books after they destroy her island. But her island is still intact. And now Percy and Annabeth will be used as examples to sell her scam course.
Which
I kind of love that Cersei is like the demigod equivalent of a scam influencer. Like, you know those those manoverse, you know those like manosphere, like, buy my course and I'll teach you how to get money and get bitches.
Yeah.
Like,
or like those quote unquote dietitians where they're like, you need to stop eating this, this, and this.
Yep.
But you can get the more straight stuff of these vitamins by eating my supplements.
Yeah. Like, I really like this characterization of Cersei. In the books, she's more of just a, like, fucking man-hater.
Yeah.
Which is kind of a tired trope. So I'm glad they changed it up. And I think it's funnier. I also really like that actress. Yeah. I think she did a really good job as Cersei.
Yeah. I know I've seen her in stuff before.
Same. But I do like that this entire like book / season was just like a mini Odyssey.
Yeah.
They touch on all of it except for going to the underworld, because they technically already did that last season. They did Polyphemus, which making Polyphemus smart was scary as fuck. Smart Polyphemus was crazy. Really enjoyed that.
But damn, that was Rosemary DeWitt.
That name sounds really familiar.
She has been in a lot of stuff, especially in like the early 2000s and such. Oh, she was Huey's mom in The Boys.
Oh shit, yeah. Huh.
She was in Little Fires Everywhere.
Oh, that was a really good show.
Yes, it was.
But yeah. Okay. So final thoughts and ratings. We'll start with Tony. Tony, final thoughts and rating.
What?
You're like real quiet. Okay, solid 9. All right. Okay. Brian, what about you?
It's one of those weird things where we've said it before, where I can't exactly point out many flaws.
I'm with you, because I don't
vibe, so
I don't think, because like, not to influence you or anything. I don't feel, I'm not getting the 10 vibe as much as I really enjoyed it.
No, I think I gotta stick with Tony. I think just give it flat 9.
Well, then I'm gonna be the odd man out here and continue it like the old school Channel Chaser tradition, giving it a 9.5. Cause like I don't think it's a 10, but with how much they've improved the flow of things, especially as a book reader compared to the books, and the fact that the Sea of Monsters is my least favorite book, and I enjoyed this season so much, I gotta give it a 9.5. Especially because they were leaps and bounds better than the first season, and I'm pretty sure I gave the first season a 9, but that was more of a softball 9, which is more equivalent to an 8. I think 9.5 is a good marker of its improvement. It's not quite at 10 yet, but it could be, because the third book and the fourth book are two of my favorites. Those go back and forth between what is my favorite book of the original 5.
I believe I gave the original an 8.5.
So yeah, we're still like a 0.5 off, and I'm still a 0.5 ahead in this regard. So yeah, I'm giving it a 9.5.
But
not,
also-
not quite a 10, but
Also,
I gotta say, huge improvement.
if you've been listening to the Channel Chase podcast, Jay has long stated his love of this franchise. So
Yeah, I have a much deeper connection to it. So like when they've improved stuff, it hits different for me. And also just the fact that they've changed so much while still keeping a lot of the heart to it, and they actually listened to fans and improved on areas where they were clearly lacking. It's still not entirely perfect, but it's such a huge step in the right direction. I gotta give praise where it's due. Yeah, 9.5. That feels right. So yeah.
Yeah, that's fair.
That's pretty much it for this episode, you guys. Hopefully you enjoyed, and for those of you who watch my Percy reviews week to week, I really appreciate you guys, and hopefully you enjoyed our full, more in-depth discussion on the season as a whole. But Brian, why don't you tell the lovely folks at home what other mythological adventures we'll be having, because we are not done with mythology quite yet. We're done with Greek for now.
well, also sequel month is kind of
Oh yeah, sequel month.
over.
Yeah, technically, because this is something brand new.
We will be checking out, following up on a trailer talk. We will be covering Cosmic Princess Kaguya.
Yep.
Kaguya,
This new interpretation of the Tale of the Bamboo Cutter that looks crazy good.
and seems to incorporate idol culture.
Which, I mean, with how much of a runaway success Game of Demon Hunters is, don't blame them. But yeah, look.
Would be
You cut out there, Tony. What'd you say?
since she was like someone that was admired by tons of people.
Oh yeah, I
and
mean,
sought after.
yeah,
for the song.
I guess she would kind of technically count as like a prototypical idol. So yeah, it does fit. You're right.
Yeah.
And the most hilarious part is the way she handles Sims is hilarious.
Oh yeah, true. But yeah.
Like the impossible, that's less hilarious.
Oh yeah, I am looking forward to see how they do that, like with the whole fire rat cape and like the different regalia and stuff.